So the word that was coming to mind as I was starting this reading was paid in full. Okay, so take a deep breath, because Spirit is saying that it is time to let go of the frustration that you've been carrying, like on your shoulders. You could literally have that manifestation of frustration turn into a physical pain in your shoulders. If you've got shoulder pain right now, comment the, what's it called, the thunderbolt emoji, because Spirit is just showing that there is like that energy of maybe when you've got a trapped nerve and you've got that shooting pain type of situation. So Spirit is saying, let go of that frustration that you're carrying, and you know who you are and who Spirit is talking about, because I know that it is probably for a specific group of people watching. So that stuck feeling, waiting for a telephone call, maybe a conversation that goes nowhere, waiting for that pending status that never gets delivered, or the promise maybe from Spirit that it's coming. And in the meantime, the frustration that is coming in is like, well, I've got bills to pay. But Spirit is saying to you, just move with patience. Just wait a moment. All right. So let's have a look to see what our oracle cards want to say and how they're wanting to elaborate on the message that is coming in. Like we said, okay, the feeling of waiting, the feeling of things are going to change. So for some of you, the message that the oracle cards is wanting to bring to your attention is that you could be receiving a message from someone maybe seeking a reconciliation, asking for forgiveness, a second chance, promising that you can fix things between you. And it's quite a shame actually, because I can't remember which reading it is, but I remember this card coming up and there was like a similar type of message, and also this card coming up. I don't know if they were in the same reading, in a different reading, but definitely the vibe is very much similar. Because if I'm remembering from this reading, the message that was coming up is that just before your breakthrough, a blast from the past is going to come in to tempt you to stay. And from this reading, what I'm seeing, to tempt you to stay stuck in your current financial situation. They don't want to see you grow. Because the moment you grow, you are going to see more clearly that what is the point of fixing things between you when this person is levels and levels and levels below you. And that's not a matter of comparison, that's effect. When you're doing the healing, when you're doing your spiritual work, your spiritual cleanses, when you're really taking your life seriously and focusing on where you're wanting to go, and someone is still focused on wanting to play around, wanting to break promises, wanting not to show up, and the moment they sniff like a dog, like a hound, that your energies are shifting, okay? You start glowing, you start moving differently, and suddenly promises come in. And so Spirit is saying, don't fall for it. The message that is here is that you are moving, you are shifting, and you cannot afford to move 10 steps and then go back 6 steps, because someone with a karmic type of energy is coming in. And now instead of you focusing on where you're going, you are now focusing on whether you should give the situation another chance. And this could be even playing out maybe at work, okay? You asked for a pay rise, you asked for a promotion, you were asking for something, maybe even a holiday, and they were just keeping you on hold. Because remember, at the beginning of this reading, the message that I was getting was a message of being kept on hold, of a pending message that is never read. So your requests were never listened to. And now that you are ready to go because you see your value, you see your worth, suddenly they come in asking you for a second chance, explaining why the email went missing or whatever it is. And Spirit is saying that they know that the moment you leave that company, you are going to be getting paid more. And if they're wanting to recruit you back, they're not going to be able to afford you because suddenly you see your worth, or you're going to be asking for more. So to stop that, they'll come in with everything that you've wanted to hear and waited for. And they'll now be saying those words to draw your heart, to pull on your heartstring so that you can give the situation another chance. But Spirit is very plain, very clear, okay? That you are choosing to stay stuck if you go back, if you accept some type of apology, if you accept some type of explanation. Because this situation knows your worth, but they never want to pay it because they can see that you always accept breadcrumbs. You always accept less than you deserve. You get, maybe you work for yourself, you get a customer who is a little bit, rude, impatient, right? And you've stated your boundaries. But for whatever reason, their demeanor doesn't change. One day they get a refund. One day you say, no, we're not accepting your booking. And suddenly they'll start explaining, well, this is what I was going through, this, that, and the other. Well, listen, okay? All of us have gone through things, but some of us still choose to move through this world with a softness, with a gentleness, knowing that other people around us are also going through their own things. So then it doesn't excuse when someone is demeaning, someone is always wanting to step over your boundaries. And then when you challenge that behavior, they start explaining, I'm going through a divorce, I'm going through this, my childhood, this, and the other. I'm stressed right now. No. A character is always consistent. That's what you need to remember. So, seems like Spirit has a lot to say to you, okay? Because the upgrade that is here is long overdue. And you cannot carry on getting in your own way. I know that for some of you are getting frustrated, like, please, God, what is getting in my own way? What is getting in the way? Is it me? Is it this? Is it that or the other? And so Spirit said, I've laid it as clear as possible. What is getting in the way of your upgrade? Those breadcrumbs that you're accepting. Okay. So as you can see, the cards have already started falling out. Like I said, it seems like Spirit has a lot to say to you in this reading. And let me see if I can get a couple of more cards. Otherwise, we can look at the bottom of the deck. Okay. You know what that's when I say, oh, you know exactly why. That's a mic drop moment right there. Okay. Whenever I'm like, wow, the tarot cards that have come up after I've explained everything with our oracle cards or the beginning of the reading. And then when the tarot cards come in, they just like throw a card out, like mic drop right there. So definitely the mic drop emoji, because this Major Arcana card, not only is it coming to confirm the message that is here loud and clear, it is also coming in, not playing small with you, pointing the finger right back at you. Because the Devil card is saying to you that playing small, allowing other people to step over your boundaries, never standing up for yourself, whichever way that you treat yourself like this. Spirit is saying it is, again, giving those people permission to carry on acting like that. It is very easy to point the finger at someone and say, well, they are the devil, right? We always think of the devil archetype as someone that we point the finger to. They did this, they did that, therefore I did this, right? Usually like in a way that we don't want to take responsibility. But in this reading, since your ancestors are very much pointing the finger, they're saying, no, you are the devil in this reading because of how you get in your way, how you deceive yourself. Oh, well, if I say I'm going to walk out, what about if they don't ask me to stay? Well, if you know your worth, okay? For those of you who know your worth, you know that they cannot exist. They cannot carry on without you. The business will crumble. The profits will fall. That relationship will just be the reason why you kick yourself and say, why did I stay here for so long? So Spirit is pointing the finger at you and saying, how are you playing small? Cut those cords, okay, to always accepting explanations, trying to fix situations when they just repeat themselves over and over again. The question is, why would it be different this time? Right? Because sometimes life makes sense. When we look backwards and we start to see people's patterns, how they keep us attached to a situation because we think we can't live without them. We think what you think, fill in the blanks, and that gets used against you. So Spirit is saying no more, okay? Unless you choose to carry on playing the game and getting your heart broken, that's on you. Because the Nine of Swords has said, you've gone through the nightmare. right? So why do you want to carry on? What are you hoping that this time it will be different? If they can't explain why you shouldn't take them back, if they can't explain why they're a narcissist, okay, then why would you carry on forgiving and forgiving? There definitely is a sense of forgiveness that is here that has been repeated many times. For some of you, you're like, okay, well, I don't forgive anyone like in a relationship when they break my heart. What about your children? When they keep doing the things that you've told them many times not to do, how do you then see that you are being manipulated? So when we're doing our readings, it's not necessarily a romantic situation. I always challenge you to view the message on a broader scale, on a broader topic, right? Because you've got wisdom and you've got discernment. So some of you, this is your parents. They've broken your heart many times. They've put you through hell and back through your childhood. And now they can see that, you know what, you're now willing to walk away. They'll come in and apologize and explain themselves. We can fix this family. We can do this. We can go to therapy. And Spirit is saying that the moment you say yes, just know that you've gone back into a karmic binding. The karmic contract here was to break that binding, as you can see, with the Devil card. And the moment you break that binding, that is when you finally claim your freedom and take your power back from the Nine of Swords. So it's interesting that you also received the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is also about deception. How do you allow other people to lie to you? Or how do you lie to yourself? Are you being deceived, or are you deceiving yourself? So drop the heart emoji in the comment section below with the fire emoji next to it if this reading was on fire for you.